Hey there, welcome back. We have reached lesson number 6, and today's lesson is all about structuring a paragraph and giving examples. And we are going to focus on an opinion essay from a past paper from the IELTS exam. So before we get started, we're going to have the same structure, a warm up, then we're going to discuss language and content, how to structure paragraph, linking devices on how to give examples, and then you're going to plan your essay, write the essay, and of course, assess and improve. Nothing has changed. Also, I would like you to have a notepad and write this something to write on because you have to write some of the words and activities that you'll use for the other activities. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with a warm up, and I have a question for you. What are the advantages and disadvantages of shopping in supermarkets? This might also be a question in the IELTS speaking tests, precisely in part 3 of the test. So this is also very good practice for you. I'm going to give you 1 minute, and I would like you to list at least 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of shopping in a supermarket. You know the drill. You can do it either all by yourself or with somebody else, or you can record yourself and then you can play it back to see where you can improve. Good luck. Okay, time's up, and here are some of the answers I come up with. Um, I'm sure you have thought of some of them, right? And I'm going to give you a little tip. I'm sure you are aware that everybody's using ChatGPT. You can use it to generate ideas if you're stuck. However, make sure you don't generate full sample answers for both speaking and writing and then you try to learn them by heart. That's not the way it goes. You can use it as a source of brainstorming or when you're stuck, or maybe you want to elevate your vocabulary a little bit. However, do not memorize sample answers by heart. It won't do you well in the long run. You need to be spontaneous and you need to bring forth your own ideas, and in the exam you won't have ChatGPT. So this is just like a crutch for you until you get better. And now we're moving on to the second stage of the lesson, understanding the task. Here is the question. People should only buy locally grown food. It is better for individuals and society. To what extent do you agree with this statement? So it's an agree or disagree. In this 1 minute, I would like you to choose to underline the keywords and then to answer the question below. What do you actually need to do in your essay? All right? 1 minute for this one. Okay, the keywords and what you actually need to do is to present and explain your opinion. Now, as you probably know, if you've been watching my other lessons, you can either agree, fully disagree, or sit on the fence, both agree and disagree. If you choose the last option, make sure you bring forth arguments for both agreeing and disagreeing. It's really important for you to answer the question and not the topic. So you have to decide whether you agree and disagree with the statement. If you don't answer the question, you start brainstorming and introducing ideas about the whole topic, like locally grown food, you will be off task and off topic, and then you're going to be penalized. All right, moving on. Now we're going to dig in and we're going to talk about language and content and what kind of language should you be using when you're giving an example and how you should be structuring your paragraphs so they flow like a river and it's easy to understand and you go from point A to point B in a very logical way. This is the model answer. Remember, this model answer is aimed at students who want to go at achieve band 5, 5.5, and I have reduced the timing of you to read the sample answers from 3 minutes to 2. First of all, because I want to increase the reading stamina as well. And secondly, while you're reading, I also would like you to pay attention at the way the paragraph is structured, how the candidate goes from one idea to the other, the ideas that are presented in one paragraph and then in the second paragraph. Okay? And while you're reading, you have to decide whether the student agrees or disagrees with the statement. 2 minutes. All right, time's up. Obviously, the candidate agrees with the statement. This is also mentioned in the introduction. I totally agree with the statement. And then in the first paragraph keeps going that there are many advantages from eating food that is grown locally. And then the candidate brings forth arguments and supports it with example. And then in the second paragraph, also keep saying that buying local food is better because if you buy food which has traveled a long way, will lead to environmental problems, and again supported with example like air pollution. And then the candidate also restates the stance in the conclusion by saying that it's better to buy food that comes from farms or local area. All right, moving on. Here we're going to focus on the second paragraph, and we need to see exactly how this paragraph is structured. I'm going to give you 2 minutes for this one and answer questions 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you've probably noticed that the topic sentence is the first sentence of the paragraph. Now, I have mentioned this in my previous lessons. Topic sentences act as the backbone of a paragraph. Just like you have to mention your stance or what you think about a topic or what you're going to discuss in your essay, in the beginning of the essay, in the conclusion, this is what topic sentences do in the paragraphs. They lead the reader, which is the examiner, into a certain direction, the one that you choose. The first sentence is a topic sentence, and then as you can see, the other sentences explain the idea in the topic sentence, and they also have examples. Also aim for idea, explanation, example. And also aim to have one idea, one paragraph. Don't mix different ideas in the same paragraph because you're going to be penalized on cohesion and coherence, mainly on coherence, because you'll confuse the examiner. Even if you're going to talk about cows and pigs, I mean, they're animals, don't mix them. All right? Moving on to the third paragraph of the model answer. However, if you have a look, in the paragraph you have tiny numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. What I like you to do is to take 2 minutes to read the paragraph and decide which sentence is which is the topic sentence, which explains the topic sentence further, and which adds reasons and examples. All right, 2 minutes. Okay, so obviously the first sentence is a topic sentence, and then as you can see, the second sentence continues the fact that the food has traveled a long way and then flying produce to Europe or to USA. Then the third question describes the next stage when the food arrives at the airport. It usually goes by lorry, so it's step by step. And then the very last sentence, the fourth sentence, presents the result. What happens if you keep buying food that has traveled a long way? Busy roads, which again causes environmental problems and driving stressful. So as you can see, this paragraph is very balanced, is very clear, even though it's for band 5 and even though the language is basic, is satisfactory, is clear what the writer, what the candidate is trying to say here. All right, moving on. Here you have another paragraph, but you have to put the sentences into order. So you have to put everything in practice from the previous activities. You have a 4-sentence paragraph. You have to decide which sentence goes where. meaning to identify the topic sentence, the sentences which further support the topic sentence, and then examples. 2 minutes for this one. Okay, and the correct order is this one. The first one is a topic sentence, and then the other three support the topic sentence and give examples. Now, there's one thing I would like you to notice. Even though this writer is writing for band 5 or 5.5, as you can see, there are also grammatical structures that are more complex. For example, a relative clause here, and also reference. This means that meals are much less varied and interesting for them, and this means refers to the previous one. Apples, but they cannot have rice, aubergines, or bananas. So this refers the fact that people don't have this kind of vegetables, and this leads to the fact that their meals are much less varied. So it's not that difficult to achieve band 5. I mean, I'm sure you know relative clauses, but you know they're called like this. All you have to do is to organize your writing very well before planning, very well before you start writing. Okay, for this activity, I would like you to write these words and phrases down. These are words and phrases for giving examples, and you'll be using these words and phrases to identify the ones the student uses in the model answer on the next slide. So again, I'm going to give you another 2 minutes, although I think is a little bit too much. But if you finish faster, you can also identify other linking devices for introducing ideas. All right, 2 minutes. Okay, and these are the words and phrases used for introducing examples. As you can see, two in each paragraph. And other than that, even the linking devices to connect paragraphs and connect the ideas are used sparingly. We have firstly and secondly, and that's kind of it. On top of that, the writer uses other grammatical structures such as if clauses or relative clauses. So linking devices should be used sparingly, because if you use a linking device to start every single sentence, this will sound unnatural, and you don't want to attract the whole attention on, oh, look, I have used so many linking devices because I know. Remember, whenever you use a linking device, you let the examiner know that you're introducing a new idea. Don't just use it because you've learned it and you want to use it there. All right, we have another activity, and this will focus on writing examples. You have given the beginning or one sentence, and I would like you to continue by you writing your own example for each statement. And you can use the phrases from the previous activity, or you can use your own linking devices. You can continue the sentence, or you can start a new sentence, however you feel comfortable. 2 minutes for this one. Time's up. Here are some of the examples that I've come up with, but I'm sure you have your own. As you can see, nothing too complicated. And now we're done. Now, this is your part. This is where you have to put everything to practice. We are going to focus on planning your essay. So, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to plan the essay for the same topic, whether it's better to buy food that's been grown locally. In these 5 minutes, I would like you to think of reasons, whether you agree or disagree, to use examples that you can use to support your ideas, and also to jot down any vocabulary or language that you like to use along the essay. 5 minutes for this one. And I think there's plenty of time for you to plan. Good luck. Time's up. So this was the planning stage. And now what I would like you to do is to write the second and the third paragraphs for the essay. Remember to begin with a topic sentence to support your idea in the topic sentence throughout the paragraph, to use connectives to connect paragraph 2 to paragraph 3, and also to make it sure that this is an example or this is a new idea. You also have the essay question below. I'm not going to time you for this one, but since you spent 5 minutes planning, I would say 20 minutes for writing paragraph 2 and paragraph 3, 10 minutes for each one, which I also think is quite a lot of time. And now it's time for you to actually write your essay. So you spent 5 minutes planning, you spent 20 minutes writing paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. So if my maths is okay, 25, you have 15 more minutes. You can spend another 10 minutes writing the introduction and the conclusion, which honestly, I know they're quite the most difficult bits. And then you still have 5 more minutes towards the end to assess and improve. So after you have written your essay, make sure you answer these questions. And also make sure you use the notes at the beginning of the essay when you planned to see if you have, if you stuck to your plan or if you've made any changes along the way. Even if in the actual exam, let's say, because there's a lot of you're nervous and you are under exam conditions. Let's say you take 6 to even 7 minutes for you to plan. And if you take 30 minutes to actually write the essay, introduction, 2 body paragraphs, conclusion, that will leave you with 3 to 4 minutes to revise, to evaluate, to assess, to see if everything is in order. And trust me, this works. If you apply this strategy over and over and over for each task 2, you will succeed. And that's it. So you've completed another lesson in well under 35 minutes. So that's all you have to do is to take 35 minutes of your busy schedule. Now I know that it's summer, so maybe you don't have to go to school. So instead of, I don't know, scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, you can take 35 minutes to actually learn something. Thank you very much for watching. And also I'd like to thank everyone who has been subscribing lately. It's been really wonderful to see so many subscribing and views and likes, even dislikes. I would really appreciate it if you could tell me what went wrong. Why did you unlike my video? If there's something I can do to make it better, anything that will help me improve. That will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring. Bye bye.